Everyone is listening to you now. You came by the tens of millions to become part of a historic movement, the likes of which the world has never seen before.
U.S. President Donald Trump's victory is part of a new wave of populism sweeping through democracies of the world. What differentiates populists from mainstream politicians is the claim that they alone represent the will of the people as a whole. That allows them to dismiss any opposition to themselves or their policies as an attack on the popular will. Modern populists often take this approach as they tap into the backlash against immigration and a globalized economy that many voters feel has left them behind. According to one author, there are 3 core requirements for politicians to be considered populist. 1, they make an appeal to the people, championing their cause against a despised elite.
She will keep our rigged system in place. I alone can fix it.
Populists also use crises to justify the call to revolt. And lastly, inflammatory language is used to shock the establishment and prove politicians' credentials as one of the people.
There is a lot of Moroccan scum in Holland who makes the streets unsafe.
Mr. Obama, you can go to hell.
I have a running war with the media. They are among the most dishonest human beings on earth.
There's a reason why populists emerge. They promise a correction for democracies that seem to have lost their representative power, and they offer a fresh start. The challenge remains for mainstream politicians to address widespread economic and cultural fears. Otherwise, the draw of populism is not going away anytime soon.
Anything is possible if enough decent people are prepared to stand up against the establishment. Thank you very much indeed.
Axe the tax. Pensions too low. Leave the EU. Don't we hear these kind of slogans daily? Many people are dissatisfied with politics or other social circumstances. Particularly in Europe, this is becoming evident. More and more populist parties and movements are appearing. They promise the people changes and want to go back to the old and familiar. Populism. What does that actually mean? The word derives from the Latin populus and means people. So it's about the concerns of the people. Let's take Mr. Smith, for instance. He is dissatisfied too. The politicians don't really care about his interests. It's either the big bosses and corporations that get everything, or those who don't contribute to the economy at all. And what's left for him? The Populist Party, the little man, expresses exactly what he feels. It fights for people like Mr. Smith against those politicians who govern badly, in its opinion. The party focuses on everything the people are concerned about. For instance, the current refugee crisis. When it comes to complicated issues, populists usually provide simple solutions. They reject institutions like banks, influential politicians, large corporations, or mass media, and always have a very strict opinion. You're either for or against them.